Marvel and Disney have launched ticket sales for the upcoming Avengers Endgame, and alongside it have dropped a brand new preview. There is a bunch of new footage and some new dialogue in here, so let's break it down. The trailer opens to a sequence set inside the Avengers facility. It's more of the same that we've seen in previous trailers, with the Avengers hanging around and talking about their plans to head off and kick Thanos' butt. Banner raises concerns that they'd be going into battle short-handed, and Rhodey makes a sarcastic quip about how all their friends are now dead. There's a few shots of certain Avengers looking gaunt, troubled, and contemplative. It looks like there's a big struggle between the Avengers here, wondering whether they should head out and risk the rest of their lives or not. Natasha, however, puts things into perspective as she mentions that they owe it to those who have fallen to at least give it a try. We see Nebula and Rocket, the final two remaining Guardians, sitting together, quite clearly upset over the death of their friends. It looks like they're sitting on the Guardians ship, perhaps at the Avengers facility after Nebula and Tony have returned to Earth. We also see Tony embracing Pepper Potts in what we can only imagine is also sometime soon after his return to Earth, as they greet each other for the first time. Tony quotes that, "It's not about what we've lost, it's about what we have left." We get an awesome shot of the brand new Iron Man armor, which is the Mark 85. I actually really love this armor. It's got the sleekness of the more recent armors seen in Infinity War, Far From Home, and Civil War, but retains a lot of that classic mechanical design and color scheme from the earlier armors seen in Iron Man and the first Avengers film. We also see a more civilian-looking Clint than we've seen in the previous trailers. He's now complete not only with mohawk, but also tattoo sleeve, with a depiction of what looks like the Grim Reaper or an Angel of Death. This probably gives us a few hints of his newfound dark persona and how he's feeling with life right now. There's another shot of Natasha, similar to the one seen in the last trailer, and we get a repeat of the Thor Captain Marvel standoff from the last one as well. However, this one offers us a different angle of the Stormbreaker flying into Thor's hand. One of the big moments of the trailer comes in the form of this team-up shot, where we see one of our first big team moments in one of these trailers. We have Clint, Rhodey, Tony, Steve, Nebula, Rocket, Scott Lang, and Natasha. I still think it's super awesome seeing Rocket hanging out with the Avengers, even seeing Scott Lang there. Every time I see one of these big team-up shots, I just get shivers. I think it's so cool. I have no idea what they're looking at here, but it's quite possible that this is one of the big moments right before the rumored compound attack by Thanos and his Outriders, as possibly seen in the previous trailer as well. Then again, they could just be talking to the other members of the Avengers that aren't in this shot. Over the top of this, we have another inspirational quote from Stark. I kind of get the feeling that in this movie, he's basically acting as the glue that unites the team together and inspires them to fight off their biggest threat. Next is the moment that we have all been waiting for. Stark and Rogers reuniting as brothers in arms for the first time since Civil War, settling their old woes with an oath of trust and sealed by a friendly handshake. This shows us fans that what we've been waiting for all this time is only just around the corner. Stark and Rogers finally teaming up and fighting alongside each other, perhaps for one final time. There's a great shot of the team inside the Guardian ship, which is being piloted by not only Rocket, but Captain Marvel as well. She appears here in her new armor, which we can tell by the gold plates on her shoulders. It's also worth noting that Steve appears to be in his Winter Soldier shield strike armor here again. As we hear Thanos say, "You cannot live with your own failure," we're reminded what Stark is fighting for. The loss of the young Peter Parker, who he most certainly blames himself for the death of. We see this just before we get an ominous shot of Thanos' ship and a bunch of shots of Avengers looking on, determined to take him down. It's quite possible that most, if not all, of these shots probably aren't from this moment in the film, or aren't even in the film at all, but it makes for a great moment in the trailer. We see a struck down Cap after what could quite possibly be that compound attack sequence, and a shot of Stark possibly staring down Thanos from that same sequence. Then we get our first proper look at Thanos in an Endgame trailer as he sports his full armor to take on the Avengers, which I think looks absolutely awesome. And then we get one final shot which sees the three big MCU heroes, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, facing up to Thanos for battle. I'm not sure about you guys, but after seeing this trailer, which offers so much new stuff but so little at all, I'm even more confused about what we're getting ourselves into come the end of April. It's interesting to see that none of the fallen Avengers appear in this trailer in the flesh again, though they do appear on the new posters, which I think is great. I think not seeing them before we get into the cinema is just going to make their appearance in the movie all the more incredible. Once again, the marketing for this movie has been absolutely perfect. We literally know nothing about this going into it in like 3 weeks' time. Marvel, Disney, if you're listening, please, I don't want to see any more from this moment on. So how about you guys out there? How did you feel about the new Endgame trailer? Have you got any new thoughts, any new theories? Fire away in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos, you like what you've seen, you'd like to see more like this in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen right now, and also hit that like button down below if you're feeling extra generous. Also, don't forget to check out my many social media accounts, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day.